Welcome to episode 200. Tonight on Book Chat, joining me are Casey from Literary Escapism and Nicola from Alpha Heroes. We're discussing the next 3 book bloggers, 1 series read-along title, which is Wicked Kiss, the 4th book in the Realm Enforcer series by Rebecca Zanetti. Today's episode is brought to you by Audiobooks.com. New customers get 1 free audiobook when using our promo code AudioShelf. You just need to enter the code AudioShelf on the sign-up page, then click Apply, then fill out the rest of your account info. Support this podcast by using our code AudioShelf and get your first audiobook free. Hey everyone, I'm your host, Tamara Ford, and welcome to Book Chat here on the Shelf Addiction Podcast. If you're new here, welcome. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Here on Book Chat, you'll find book roundtable discussions, recommendation lists, author interviews, and more. If you'd like to check out book reviews and other bookish posts, please visit the blog at shelfaddiction.com. If you'd like to comment on today's episode, you can find me on Twitter as well as my book blogger co-host. Tweet at us using our special hashtag 3bloggers1series. That's using the numeric 3 and 1. Again, that's hashtag 3bloggers1series. As always, if you'd like to email in feedback or questions, feel free to reach out to me via email or call in and leave an internet voice message via SpeakPipe. I hope to hear your thoughts on tonight's discussion. The links for everything I've mentioned are below in the show notes. Hey everybody, we are back again, and we are talking about the 4th book in the Realm Enforcer series. And joining me are my 2 book blogging co-hosts, Casey and Nicola. So Nicola, why don't you introduce yourself first?
Hey everybody, my name is Nicola. I've been blogging at alphaheroes.net for a real long time, and I also do some reviewing over at RT. I'm super happy to be here.
Welcome. Casey?
Hi, everyone. I'm Katie. I've been reviewing at Literary Escapism for 7 years now, and I am a freelance editor at heartfulofink.com.
Yay. Welcome, ladies. I think this book is going to be so fun to talk about because it's kind of taking us to a darker place than the other books, in my opinion. And let's start with this one quote that I highlighted, and we can start here and then just go how we go. It says, quote, "By the end of this night, I'll effing own you, ...
Oh, God.
Okay. One of the things... Yes, let's just get right to the meat. So, one of the things that I want to talk about is, like, I did not anticipate Adam being this much of a Dom type of character. Like, I kind of knew he had control issues and he likes to plan and be in charge of things, but this kind of surprised me a little bit, especially since Tori wasn't a sub, not really.
Yeah. No, not like at all.
Yeah. But he's going to force it. He's going to make it happen.
Yeah, I had some issues with the way this all played out.
Yeah.
What I will say, if I'll jump in ahead of Casey here, I've read a lot in the BDSM genre, and there's certain conventions that you kind of expect. There's the negotiation, there's the agreements, there's very explicit consent, and that kind of stuff didn't really happen here. So
yeah.
I didn't hate it all, but it did make me kind of question. I didn't love it either. I think some people are going to find it in the category of dubious consent, and that's a deal breaker for a lot of people.
Yeah, I'm like, Nicola, I'm like, where is the safe word? What happened to the safe word? Like,
I don't think there's any safe word here. That's what I mean, and I don't think she was all that into it to begin with. It so
she wasn't at first. I'm like, what the heck's going on? Okay, I guess. What did you have to say, Casey? We know you got something to say on this topic.
God, so much. It was so bad. It was so bad. You touched on all of the consent and talking, and there was none of that. And she was obviously not into it at first. Like, this was not fitting with her personality, and they didn't stop and discuss anything. He just did his thing, which was annoying.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the slapping on the butt and the just all these random things. I just was like, kind of, I don't know. I think the very first scene when they kind of had, I don't know when I became more comfortable with it. Maybe at the cabin. Was that the comfort? Well, that was kind of weird too. That was kind of weird too. So never mind. That was weird. I don't know. I
mean, how do you start off a relationship with spanking somebody and being okay?
He was kind of talking to her like she was an animal at times, like sit, roll, do this, do that. I'm like, oh my gosh. And then this one part, he like I guess she flung her hair, and he kind of
compared her to a horse.
Yes, I'm like, what?
Yes! Oh my god,
a horse!
I screamed out loud at that. I was like, what the
spirited filly indeed.
Like, what the frickety frack is happening? Like, no.
Yeah. He became a mind reader around her. And he was all like, oh, she's never trusted any man before, but she's going to trust me now. Yeah. And I felt the exact second she began to trust me as I tied her up to the bed or whatever. Mm-hmm. I was like, this is trust. Nah.
Yeah, no. I don't know, but I guess all of that was in stark contradiction to like her personality. Like, she doesn't seem like a submissive person. I guess they say some people that aren't can be, but I just don't think that I liked how they were like that. Like, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, so the sex dynamic is if we separate it from the rest of the story, I think we all agree we had some issues with that, or lots of issues with that. So it was pretty, and again, like the rest of the book, it's pretty rough, you know, and I just, as much as I want to let go of my disbelief and everything, I cannot get into the whole fire on my skin thing.
Oh, God!
He was well beyond fire on the skin. It was fire all kind of places, dude. Like, get out.
I was, yes, exactly. This is what I'm saying. Fire in the hole.
I was cringing.
Oh, right. Well,
so yeah. So if you like the first few books, there's more of it. But that particular element just isn't. I can't like it. So
yeah. But outside of the fiascos in the bedroom, I think. What? Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I just wanted to add that, you know, one of the things that I tweeted out while I was reading it is that, you know, it's becoming a pattern with these books. Like, if you really like we just escaped death, so let's have adrenaline fueled sex outdoors in bad weather. It's oddly specific, but it keeps happening.
It does.
You know, there's the snowbanks and the alleys and the forest.
Oh, wait. In the hole, you have a tracker on you, so stripped down to nothing in the middle of this alley
street.
I'm like, what? I'm like, what is happening? I just did not like that part either. I'm like, excuse me? And then he's like, well, if you don't do it, I'm going to rip it off you. And she's like, like, he's serious. Yes,
yeah.
He's serious.
Well,
oh my God.
But their lives were at stake. Their lives were at stake.
I guess.
So they had to get naked.
But she had to take everything off.
Apparently. Those trackers are really small. You don't know where it would be. Could have been in her hair.
It could have. She's going to shave her head right quick before they run off.
Well, he checked her hair.
He just stuck his fingers in her hair.
I know. So that he just knew. No. He couldn't do that with her clothes, see?
No, I guess not. Well, I'm sure her undergarments could have stayed. I'm sure no one was all putting trackers under there, but okay.
You never know.
If she had just followed directions to begin with, it all would have been so much easier.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, and he was about that. Like, why he like kept trying to call her like disobedient, like again, like a dang on pet or something. Like, why don't you just follow directions? Like, oh god.
Yeah, I have to say that word triggered her, and it triggered me too. I was like, dude.
Disobedient? What the F are you talking about? Okay, we're done. See, she's good, because I'm like, we're done. I can't get that.
Yeah.
This is over. Before it's even begun, it's over. But, okay.
Now, when I went to download this and I saw the blurb and it said she was working with the DEA, I was like, oh, there's more to her than I thought. And then it was so disappointing that it wasn't really a thing. I mean, it was, but she wasn't an agent. She was a, what do they call it? I forget what
an informant.
Yeah, so.
But she was a reluctant one at that. And, like, the fact that she was so easily manipulated, like, that DEA agent was just kind of lying to you. Like, you're just going to believe whatever and just do whatever because, I guess people you care about are being threatened. But I don't know. Do they work like that? Do they operate like that? Like,
I don't know. I wouldn't think you'd have very reliable. What did you say, Casey?
I said I doubt it.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't think you'd get very reliable information that way, but and I did like the agent's comeuppance. That was kind of fun. But yeah, I wanted there to be more substance to Tori, and she was still a good character, and I liked her her special power thing that she had and how she was learning to use it. I thought that was kind of cool, and I liked that it was related to music. But yeah, I was kind of hoping for that undercover thing to be more substantial.
Yeah, and the part where, she goes back to, where Bear is and she gets arrested there, he's like, he's angry she's angry that she's there and she feels like she was lied to, the DEA agent. So she's like, you're under arrest. I'm like, for what? You just going to arrest someone and haul them away? For what? Like, you didn't have...
And all those murder charges and
like,
random stuff.
Yeah. Like, that didn't make sense. Like, is that even legal? I mean, what is happening? That sounds crazy.
Exciting. It was very exciting.
Was it, though?
More adrenaline-fueled sex.
Oh, yeah. After he gets her out of there with, like, fake documents that they just dreamt up really quickly. And,
the King of the Vampires can do anything, man. They're gonna know him down at that police station, right? This is like the second time he's just walked in and like got everybody out for got it with his get out of jail free cards.
Yeah, he definitely did that.
Disrupt the security cameras, so nobody remembers him. But
true,
they will start remembering him.
I don't know. Do they do the wipe the human memory thing in these books? I hadn't noticed that.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. So they wipe the cameras, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the people wouldn't remember him. And I think they might after his scene with Lexi, right?
So. Yeah. Oh, no. It's kind of okay. But I did kind of like after that part, okay, so one thing I liked and one thing I didn't like. So after that whole thing and she got out of, the holding cell or whatever, and they're on their way, and then of course the mother gets kidnapped. I'm like, again? I'm like, okay. Like,
honestly,
cannot catch a break. But then I did like that they brought Alexandra back into it along with Tori, and we got to see Callaghan. So seeing that dynamic was kind of fun. Like, okay, yeah, we get to, I guess, full circle and see this end, but I kind of was like, oh, not again. Like, couldn't we find any other kind of villain to throw in there besides that? I kind of felt like, but
I think we're going to get that in the next book.
Yeah, I hope so, because I mean, we have to still find out. We still don't know who is the main person pulling the strings. We still don't know that.
Right. We got Peter and we got the father, and we still have the Uber villain somewhere hiding in his lair. So
yeah, which Peter didn't even know.
Yeah, I thought the series arc was good. I thought that I liked the way they. So, of all the villains, I'm not liking the father. I think he's a little bit too Snidely Whiplash. He's not dimensional. He's just evil for the fun of being evil.
Yeah.
And Peter at least had a motive, right? He was going to have more power, and he was. I think he was tired of feeling second string to the one family that had a lot of influence, and so in some ways that made a little bit of sense. But the father, and I'm sorry, I can't remember his name, but he's just bad. He's just horrible. He wants to kill everybody. Like, okay,
he's a drug dealer.
Yeah, they needed him though because the other guy was gone. So I guess the big bad needed another drug dealer. So he's going to help him out of jail. Yeah. But of course, he can't stay focused. He needs to get revenge.
Well, no, I think the big bad had him do that. If you recall, he didn't bring the women in just for the fun of it. It was to draw out the enforcers to try to trap them.
Yeah,
but
so that was
for Peter.
Yeah, was that Peter or was that the big bad guy? I don't know. But
I think Peter did. Well, see, now I'm confused because I kind of feel like Peter did that, but now I'm not so sure. I feel like maybe two people were working at the same time. Like maybe the big bad was helping Tori and Lexi's dad, and then Peter was doing his thing with the Coven 9 type of thing in the council.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought it was super dumb that they drew them out to the warehouse where they were stashed, where they had all the drugs stashed. If you're gonna, okay, that seems dumb. Like, it's not like there aren't many places where you could lure somebody to for a showdown. But in the middle of the warehouse district where all of your valuable goods are, seems a little. Mm-hmm. Like, here it is, guys. Oh, you're not going to get out of here alive, so it'll be fine.
Yeah.
But I did like the way the father's storyline wrapped up.
No, in that scene when he kidnapped the sisters and the mom and threw them on the car and drove off, why didn't Tori's energy stuff work to kill the car? Like, she was in a truly emotional state, and that's when all this stuff happens, as what she saw when they were working on the microwave. Like, when she's angry and upset, she makes stuff shut down.
I guess it only works against her. It never works in her favor, except for the one time with the gun. I don't know.
I guess.
I was like, so why is this car still driving?
Yeah, that's what I thought. Like, the minute they got thrown in there, I'm like, oh, they're not going to go anywhere.
Yeah, I thought that too. I was like, oh yeah, she's got this in the bag. And then they drove off and nothing happened. And I was like,
right.
The car. Is it magical? Is it like
one of the Ilona Andrews cars that just runs on magic water?
Yeah, exactly. Like,
they got a Kate Daniels car in here. How'd they do that?
She kept talking about how, the grocery store doors wouldn't even open for her. And I was like, okay, so you're not
that's
that
simple.
Store.
Yeah.
This car, your emotions are all over the place.
Yeah, it seems pretty inconsistent with the vehicles. I don't know.
Yeah.
Her powers were inconsistent. They were working and not working depending on what the author needed her to do, I guess. They work now, but not now.
Yeah.
And that's another, okay, so we know the powers. And that's another thing that happened in another book that happened here, and it bothers me as well. So I remember in another book, I think it was, who was it? It was one of the women learned something in it, an afternoon. And then they were like, "Oh, I know."
Her sister, Lexi.
Yeah, that was Lexi. How to throw fire or something.
Yes, and then so in this book, of course, after one afternoon of shooting a laser gun, Lexi's Tori's like, "Yeah, I've been shooting. I know how to shoot. I'm good. I can go. Let's do this. I know how to. I've been shooting." You trained for an afternoon, dude. An afternoon, or something.
I mean, that's slightly more believable than her sister learning fire in an afternoon and then saving her mates.
She didn't actually think she was good at shooting. She was just like, "I've done it. I can do it. She needed to be there at the showdown." And that was an emotional decision, not a rational one.
Yeah.
So, and I think that was part of the trust arc that was going on with Adam, right? That he backed her up for that.
Yeah.
So that's not about logic. And she even said, I kind of hope blowing a couple holes in a tree will be good enough, because here we go.
Mm-hmm. And in that same section, that same part where Adam backed her up and said she's going, of course Lexi says my favorite phrase from her book. Y'all know what that is? I'm a cop.
I thought maybe it was gonna be something about her hot ass.
No. She's like, I'm a cop, and they're this. I'm like, we know you're a cop. We've been talking this whole time. Everyone knows you're a cop.
Well, okay, but this is a new book, right? That was the only time she said it in this book.
But they've already talked about her being a cop several times in this book.
Yeah, and then she has to go and reinforce it herself. We know, girl, we know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like CrossFit. You know how you know when somebody's doing CrossFit?
Because they tell you.
Because they tell you, yeah.
Incessantly.
Don't worry, that's
CrossFit.
So I guess being a cop is like being on CrossFit.
I guess. Because it's true. Like, as Tori is dealing with the DEA agent, she brings up her sister multiple times being a dirty cop, doing this. And she even says, well, my sister's a good cop. I mean, yes, we have fully discovered that she is a cop. We know this. Everyone knows this. But still, let me just say it. Let me say it. That's what she said. Just saying.
Wait, Lexi's a cop?
Yeah.
A good one? A real one? Okay.
Apparently.
A real good cop, yeah. That's Lexi.
It's been real and it's been good, but it hasn't been real good.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, what else, guys? What else did you find intriguing about Wicked Kiss? The title. Dude, why? Okay, I think the title Wicked Kiss really has to do with Adam's kiss. Like, I feel like she said something about him kissing her that first time. I'm like, is that where the title came in?
Probably.
Yeah. I'm like, who's that good of a kisser? I guess he must be. Because she's like, okay. I'll do all your crazy stuff because you know how to kiss. Sure.
No, I don't think it was down to that. She's being chased by people's things she didn't understand. She needed help. I mean, come on. So,
I guess.
She had all that magic stuff. Just learned about all of the, she was down in the witch chamber or whatever in the last book, and she's been kidnapped, and she's got the DEA bugging her, and she's got a lot going on.
I'd be more pissed off with my sister, honestly. Like,
for not talking about it.
You are dating someone that's different from us, and you didn't tell me about it. You got me
not only that, but so are you now.
And you didn't tell me.
Right, you got me walking around hanging out with bear shifters. You're not gonna say nothing. Okay, really? That's how we're gonna do this? All right. I would not be happy with her. But she was more angry that she didn't tell her that her father tried to kill her than she was, let me walk around with these paranormal creatures and hang out and date them without telling me what's going on. But okay.
She knows Lexi's a good cop, so she's got to work for the DEA to save her sister. So, can't hate her too much.
Oh, yes, you can. Look, okay, you totally can, because I have sisters. Let me tell you, if my sister did something, I could be very mad at my sister, but I'm still not going to let the people come and get her. I could be mad, but you're not going to touch her. That's what I'm
Exactly.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I will say that the something happened in the very beginning that made me so mad, and then it took me a long time to get past that and get through the rest of the book. I put it down for a little bit. It's like when she ran away from the pilot in Ireland near the beginning, I was just like, man, come on, do you not see what's going on here? You can't just jump back into things with your own resources. You're like, you've got nothing. You're in a foreign country. You don't have a passport. You've got nothing. How are you going to get anywhere now? I was really annoyed by that. Yeah. That was my too stupid to live moment.
I assumed it was part of her DEA stuff, like she was undercover and having to learn something in Ireland. And then she called them and she's like, come save me with the boat. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Right, and you know what? Boats have motors too. I was very, I guess you don't, if they die, you just get stranded in the middle of the ocean as opposed to falling out of the sky. So there's degrees of problems there. But I was just like, this is, oh, come on.
Yeah, when that first happened, I was not clear on why she got off the plane. I'm like, that is so dumb. You're a dummy. And then later, it was like a couple pages later, maybe. I don't even know how much. And I'm like, oh, she thought she would bring the plane down. Okay. But initially,
Did she really explain that then or later?
It was later after Adam caught her again. It was like, what are you doing?
Okay, yeah.
I told you to leave. And then she kind of, I think it tumbled out at that point, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. It took a while though before there was any rationale for it. And she flew that the other way. Yeah, she was unconscious. Okay, I get it. But, at the time that it happened, I was just like,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then the thing about the boat, you guys were talking about the gift being inconsistent, and I guess that I was really scratching my head when she's like, "We need to go on a boat because I make motors stop." I'm like, girl,
Are you gonna row across the
do you know how boats work? Do you even boat?
They're in a different country, so you want to take a boat back to Washington State,
Seattle.
or
That's gonna be a while.
Yeah, and then you could just end up in the middle of the
Go through
ocean.
the Panama Canal.
Yeah.
It's like, okay. I guess you could, I don't know. It just didn't make any sense.
You better take that boat with 6 months worth of food in case something happens.
Right? So the teleportation thing was indeed the exact perfect mode of transportation for her. It's the only thing that works.
Of course, the Demon King, was it the Demon King that did that? Who showed up and was like,
I think
I'll
yeah.
help you. Yeah. I'm like, he pulled, I guess all the brothers pulled some big favors from him. Like, hey, come for me and my girl all the way from here to Washington. Thanks.
Yep. So if he's popping in and out of space and time, it's not that difficult for him to do, but still, big time.
Yeah, apparently he's gonna come collecting these favors later. He's kind of alluded to the fact he wouldn't forget that he owes him. After he said, "I owe you."
Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna happen.
Probably not.
The series,
we don't have enough time.
The series is almost over.
Yeah.
So,
unless there's another spin-off.
Yeah. So the first series was vampires, right? And this is witches. I would assume that if she continues, she's going to do shifters next. But maybe not, because Bear gets to wrap this one up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I'm just speculating. I have no buzz about what's going on next. But I suppose it could come up in a demon-oriented miniseries.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Speaking of Bear, I did like his character even in this book still. I did enjoy his character. Although I'm like, ew, he's just like all laying on Tori's legs and licking her face. And it's just gross. Like, dude, you're just gross. Get the slob off.
I thought that was very pet-like, so it didn't bother me too much.
No, but he understands her. She's like, do you understand me? He's nodding his head. He's grunting and making noises to answer her questions. And then you're going to come over here and just lick my face. No.
Well, how else is a grizzly bear supposed to show affection? Come on.
You can, pat me on the leg or something.
With those claws, with those paws the size of dinner plates, you
can use the pad in your claw, your hand. You can use it. Come on, just don't be licking me, dude. No, it's nasty.
It's supposed to make him feel like a big old teddy bear or Saint Bernard.
Have you seen Discovery Channel? You seen what bears look like?
I've seen that video where he's cuddled up with the guy in the zoo. Yeah, I mean, come on, whatever. I don't know. That didn't bother me.
It's gross. I'm sorry.
Not in fiction. Come on.
But I did
I read Regency. Regency. Heroes never smell bad. It's a thing.
Oh, so he's a bear that smells good, though. He has Febreze.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay.
he showers as a human. He's gonna smell good as a bear.
Oh, okay.
I think so.
For a month, you know.
Even after he's been running out in the wilderness.
Tamara, let it go.
Let it wilderness manly smell.
Nicola's like, I don't like this path of discussion. We're gonna move on.
See, I'm the person who doesn't have pets. I don't want a dog. I don't want a cat. I don't want them slobbering on me. But that's just standard. Oh, I don't know.
And that's why I don't have a dog. I don't have a pet either. I'm like, I don't want that. That's okay. Okay.
So the dog lovers in the audience will be fine with it, I think.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, yeah. As a dog lover, I thought it was cute. But also, he's a giant.
See?
Yeah.
After that initial girl, that initial thing was really annoying to me, but then I kind of got into it a little bit. It's very fast paced, the pacing is similar to the other books. It's a action driven book, right? They're going from one chase scene to the next, which keeps all the pages turning, and I like the way
So they kept having these quote-unquote breaks where they'd be like, all right, we're safe for the night, or we're safe for the next 3 days. Let's have all this sex. And then he'd be like, all right, I'm going to leave you here in bed, and I hope you stay asleep, but I'll write a note just in case, and then leave.
Mm-hmm.
And does she stay?
No,
where it says
that.
No, she doesn't.
And she's even like, oh my god, even though all these people are after us, I'm still gonna go get in this car and drive away because it works.
And
this car should be fine.
And again, you have this ability to just wreck cars and bikes, but you're gonna get in this car. You don't even know if the thing's gonna keep working. You can't get back.
Yeah, she's just driving everywhere. Why
She's
not?
A bicycle.
DEA's after her.
Just go, yeah.
The witches are after her. Everybody's after her, but she's gonna go drive around. It's cool.
She needs to check on Bear for Simone.
Well, first she needs to stop home and get some stuff, though. Remember, she stopped home first.
That was the second, throwing the book across the room.
Yeah.
Don't you ever read any of this stuff? You can't go to your house.
Yeah.
You're trying to stay away from the car.
Yeah, why would you go there? You would just go straight to where Bear is. Why would you even try to go get stuff from your house?
Because she needed her car so she could tell her friend to leave the country.
She doesn't read enough paranormal romance, or she'd know better.
Yeah, for real.
We all know.
But she does read. She reads paperback books. E-reader stuff because those short out on her.
Yeah, so she's read lots of books.
My eye is twitching right now. You can't see it, but my eye is twitching.
Well, apparently she's reading the wrong kind of book. She's just reading chick lit, apparently.
Apparently. But I honestly though, I gotta say, with all the funny things, and I think it's funny because we're having a good time with it, but it was, like you said, Nicola, it was a fast read. I read this in a morning. So if nothing else, you can fly through it because, it's just a bunch of action and sex, basically. So it's fun.
Sex and drugs and rock and roll.
It's fun. Yeah, it's a fun, read. That's what I was saying.
I agree. I was really, what really made me happy in this book?
What's that?
When they blew up the motorcycle club.
Oh yeah, that was cool. Because those guys were dreadful.
Yeah.
I was very glad to see that go. Dreadful. I love when you use that word.
Oh, I love it. It's like one of my favorite words.
I love when you use that word. Nobody else uses it in
it's mine. It's only mine.
It's dreadful.
Yeah. But then after they blow up the motorcycle club, they had to reinforce that it was all good that they killed those people. They tell about how bad they are and one guy is a pedophile and one guy is this. I'm like, okay, whoa, I guess they were really bad. Thank goodness for that. I guess it kind of softened the blow.
Because we saw them in book 1. And then we didn't really see them again until now. Remember,
they showed up a couple times. I think that's where we met.
That's where minor.
They met. The demon heroine was at one of the clubs when they met. And Dara met her.
A scene, and they weren't part of the rest of the book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were in and out.
They need to be rid of. I think they just needed a way to get rid of them. Like, there's no point to them because they were lower on the totem pole. And so as we get higher and higher and closer to the big bad, kind of, I don't know, just need to get rid of the rest.
Yep. That was the street distribution link.
Yeah.
I'm in supply chain and work, so.
Yeah. You're the distributor. And all the rest of
you have your
team scattered.
Your aggregators and your distributors and your retail outlets.
Fun stuff. Yes, they all ran off after he did that. Like, everyone that was left in that group all just kind of ran off.
He made sure that it was empty except for those three nasty ones while she was going into shock.
Did you like how he explained? Because Tori had to say, well, wait a minute. The bones won't burn. And then he had to explain how the bones would be, his fire was so hot that, he turned them into dust. That's
the same fire he sticks inside of her.
Oh, yes.
Turn bones.
Exactly.
No, it's not the same.
Well, he turned it down for her. He turned it down to only probably 200 degrees.
Down. Like on the burner on the stove.
Yeah, he turned it down.
He can incinerate her jeans. Doesn't hurt her skin. And sticks it right up at her.
Look,
they're really into that burning the clothes off thing, aren't they? I just, no, that's not, that freaked me out.
Yeah, that's weird. Like, and sometimes he'll rip the outer layer and then burn off the other things. I'm like, wait a minute. Okay. Burn off the outer part, not the inner part.
It stopped burning my clothes, goddammit.
Like, where you give me some more clothes? What's going on?
There's some logistical issues there. I don't know. But I was glad to see the motorcycle club go.
Yeah. It was good that they were gone. They were bad guys. I'm trying to think. And what did you guys think about Peter as being, like, bad? I kind of felt like he was kind of obviously the guy who was pulling the strings at that level. And, okay, so Adam's going to confront you, and he's going to challenge you. And yet, okay, you're going to take the challenge because you don't have a choice, but then you're just going to spill your guts during the challenge? Who just tells? And I'm like, why are they talking so much? I'm like, what kind of fight is this? Like, he's asking
Haven't
questions.
you ever watched James Bond?
Nobody else could
Tamara?
hear.
No.
I mean, they were in the silent. Tamara, do you not ever watch James Bond?
No, not really.
That's like every movie. The criminal has to spill his guts to the hero because the hero's not going to be able to talk about it anyway. Observe my cleverness. The only one who can ever know because I'm going to kill you and now, so it's very standard.
Why? They had the proof, so why did they have to talk? Like, let me just beat you right now and then hand over all the proof we have. Like, we don't need you to confess because we have proof.
I don't know. I didn't mind that.
I did. I'm like,
but I did. When I was reading it, I was thinking of James Bond. Like Shirley Bassey was singing in the back of my head, So.
I don't know. I think I've only seen James Bond a handful of times. When someone else said, "Let's go watch this James Bond movie," I don't really.
That's un-American.
Oh well.
Even though James Bond is British, I'm telling you, it's un-American.
I don't know. I was glad Peter got what he got coming. He was kind of ridiculous. I mean, it was so obvious what he was trying to do, and it's like the other two people on the council. I know one woman was kind of like just a stand-in, who we'll see in the next book. Yes, and then and the other guy, Adam's looking at him like, I don't trust you. He's looking at him sideways, like, I don't know.
Yeah, he's gonna. I think that the Patsy guy is going to have a part in the next book, I'm assuming. So they've got the council straightened out. I think Peter could have been more interesting. They could have fleshed him out a little bit more, but I thought he was okay. I didn't have a big problem with his character or his motivation as it was. I think it could have been a little more interesting if there had been some more interactions with him and the mom, the head of the former head of the council, and different. when you've got a council of 9 and you get it whittled down to 3, there's something kind of fishy there anyway. So, but yeah, I didn't have too much of a problem with his character, other than like it could have been more interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was very two-dimensional. Just bad guy for power hungry bad guy.
Not as bad as Monzel, but not as good as he could have been.
Yeah.
Yeah, because their father is just, I'm like, what? That's your kids. Like, why do you hate them so much? I didn't understand that.
They're
exactly.
not worthy of love.
But why? Like, I don't understand that. I wish I would have gotten a little more out of that, other than he's just like ridiculous. Like, why? Like, why do you feel like that? Like, they're kids.
Yeah.
He's an evil bad guy who sells drugs.
He's evil.
And what does that say about their mother? You're gonna stay with this dude that's clearly psycho and have 2 kids with him? Okay, don't get me going.
And then side again with him in the first book.
But at least she did take him out. In the end, I guess she figured it out finally. She finally figured it out.
She killed him.
She did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She
Good
did.
for Mom.
Yay, Mom. She did finally do something.
I liked how in the run up to that, everybody's like, no, I'm going to kill him. No, I'm going to kill him. No, it's going to be me.
Yeah, because Kel wanted to kill him because, Lexi got knocked out, of course, so he's going to kill him. And then, of course, Adam's going to kill him. And, of course, Tori's like, no, screw this. You tried to kill my sister. I'm going to kill you. So, it's like everyone, there's no way he was making it out alive, basically.
Yeah. We've talked a lot about things we didn't like, so it sounds like it's such a terrible book. And, it was definitely flawed, but I still had a fun time reading it. It's easier to talk about stuff that drives you crazy, I think. So.
Well, I would say, like, I feel like I said earlier, it is a fun, fast read. But you've really kind of got to be in the mind space where you're just going to roll with whatever. And otherwise, you won't enjoy it very much, especially when... Well, depending on if you like these kind of books, then you're obviously going to like more of this. You'll like it. But, some of the things won't stick out so hard if you kind of just resolve yourself to just roll with the flow and not think about it too hard.
Yeah, I mean, it's very loose, and very action oriented. If you're the kind of person that wants, like Casey, cough, cough, you want everything super tight. You want the world building very evolved. You want, I guess tight is the word I'm looking for here on all of the threads that you've laid down. This might not work for you. but if you can just kind of like...
It bothers me if I can pull a thread and the book starts falling apart. Like...
Yeah, some of us can leave the threads alone.
Consistent.
Some of us can leave the threads alone. Like,
this is why I'm an editor.
I'm going to turn the page. I'm just going to turn the page and keep reading. I see that thread, but
you're going to
have sex.
And just let it go.
I can't. I just... No, I pull the threads and then the book falls apart for me. So...
Yeah. Well, and I can see that, I really can. The way the paranormal elements are brought into this, there's definitely some holes. So,
yeah, there are, but I don't know. Again, I don't know if that's also because this is kind of a spin-off, and in this situation, it was just expected that everyone already know what's going on and already know everything. Although as I've mentioned kind of before, other spin-offs, you don't get that feeling. So it doesn't feel, you should, in my opinion, in a spin-off, you should lay enough groundwork so that new people reading won't feel like things don't make sense, things are missing, things aren't linking, and maybe those things that we question might, about, I don't know, inconsistent powers and, just all other things may have some kind of reinforcement elsewhere, maybe, that we don't know about. But I don't know. I'm just pulling at strings myself right now. I don't know.
I mean,
I
yeah.
don't know.
It's fun. I mean, it is fun. It's fun. I'm not gonna. That's the best way I can put it. It's fun and it's fast. Like I said, I read it really fast, so it's cool in that respect. It's a nice break, right, from serious reading.
Like, it's a fun, fast read. Yes, there are issues, but if you can ignore those issues, you're good. You can enjoy it.
Adrenaline fueled sex. There's a lot of that.
Yeah, and if
Outside.
you do like
Outside,
dom
in bad weather.
/ sub type sex, then this is like a light sub light dom light, I guess. I don't. It could get a whole lot worse, obviously, but it's in there. So if you like that, then there's a little bit of that.
I do think she's writing to that. You know, there's a lot of paranormal that borders on erotica. You know, I think Cressley Cole started out that way, and so and a lot of the vampire stuff back in, you know, the beginning of the paranormal wave started out as more erotica than anything else. So I think that that's a big element here, that people are reading it for those scenes.
Yeah, and I do agree with you, because there is kind of a fine line between just romance, you know, and the line of erotica. Like, I think that Zanetti gets really close to the line, but she doesn't go over it. Because it's not where you have to say, okay, this is an erotic book. It's not, but it rides it. It's right up by the fence, right? So,
Yep.
which is cool, because sometimes we're reading adult books. It's nice to have some heat, right? Some heat. I don't want to read a book where they're kissing each other on the cheek. I definitely don't want that, right? So
Fade to black.
But I don't want him comparing her to a horse either.
Yes, that too. Yes.
Yep.
that one thing, I highlighted that in my ebook. I'm like, what? I just could not.
I may or may not have been skimming those scenes a little bit.
Good for you.
Yeah.
You know, the horse thing didn't jump out at me, so jump out and whinny at me.
Okay, so is there more to talk about, or should we proceed with our rating for Wicked Kiss?
I think we're done.
I think we've covered it.
Okay, we got this. All right, let's start. Casey, you first.
Okay, I'm giving this one 3 stars because it was a fun read. Yes, there were so many loose threads and inconsistencies and just, but unlike the last book, it had a conclusion and it made me so happy. Just, I can't turn the editor brain off. It's there. I need a red pen. I'm sorry.
Oh,
but yeah, no, this was
the red pen.
Conclusion.
Take out her red pen.
I was like, all right, 3 stars. We're good.
Okay. Nicola, you next.
Yeah, you know, like the last one, I'm going to give this one a 3 as well. I think if you're loving the series, it's more of the same thing. The too stupid to live moments and the inconsistencies knock it down from a 4 for me. It is a fun, fast read.
Yeah, ditto for both of you guys. So we're pretty much all sitting at the same place. I also gave it a 3 out of 5 for all of those reasons that you guys already stated. So I'm not going to rehash it. We kind of know where we're at.
Yeah.
We all agree. Yay.
Yay.
That doesn't happen all the time.
No, it doesn't. So I think we started out far apart on this series and we're all kind of merging in the middle. So
yeah,
we're going to wrap it up next time with the last book.
Yes, the last book is Wicked Bite. And obviously this is going to be about Bear and Nessa. They're going to, she's going to go there to try to heal him. Is that right? Wasn't that what the explanation was?
Yeah, she's got her gift has got to do with healing powers, but she's also got an ulterior motive, so we don't know what that is yet.
Mm-hmm. Yes, because she was asking little interesting questions in the epilogue, or the 1 month later chapter at the end, which is also very different from the other books. None of the other books had that, but Yeah.
Well, Bear had to run around as a bear for a month, so
He
now
did.
he can being human.
Yeah, all that cellular damage from...
I guess he's done turning into a dragon for at least the foreseeable future because he's going through all this. So we'll see. Or maybe not. Who knows?
Maybe Nessa's gift will allow him to do that more regularly without the damage.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
Ooh, that'd be interesting.
Well, we should just write this book. we have good ideas.
We have great ideas, and we have an editor. Yes.
I got you guys. I got you. No,
it's too funny.
Oh, I know. Okay, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in and hearing us talk about Wicked Kiss. We appreciate you being here. Thanks for downloading, streaming, all that fun stuff. And we will catch you next month when we talk about the final part of this series, Wicked Fight. Take care, everyone.
Bye.
If you enjoyed today's book chat episode and would like to show your support, there are a few things you can do. Head on over to Apple Podcasts and leave a positive 5-star review. You can follow me on Twitter at Shelf Addiction. Most importantly, you can share this podcast with friends and family that enjoy all things bookish, including author interviews. Thank you for listening, and until next time, happy reading.